Hey, what's going on with everyone? Thanks for coming back to the show. Now you need to pay attention. We're cooking up something huge. Behind the scenes, this market is going through something that not many people are seeing. You may have heard of sovereign wealth funds, those trillions of dollars that are managed by governments. That money, you know what? They are buying Bitcoin in secret. At the same time, the head of the SEC says that most tokens are not stocks. That's a big claim. For the past 10 years, we've been living in doubt. Now, the real head of the SEC, the boss, is about to speak. Well, he came out and said that most tokens are not stocks. And now Jerome Powell is about to take the stage in Jackson Hole, where he could announce rate cuts that would set the market on fire. This isn't just noise. The ideal storm is coming together. The government is buying Bitcoin. Officials are becoming less strict, and the Federal Reserve is holding out the spark that could send risky assets through the roof. It's true that crypto is a risky currency. You're not paying attention if you think that those three coins won't help the XRP, HBAR, XLM, and other altcoin markets. I'm going to explain everything to you. You'll understand why this next move could be bigger than the last three rounds when we're done with this. Now, without further ado, welcome to the Coins Alert. If this is your first time here, please click the subscribe button. People, after what YouTube did to this page 2 days ago, it's clear that views have dropped a lot. I believe it's because they're playing around with shadows. Even though it's against the rules, we're still talking about it. Please do me a favor. Click the thumbs up button. From now on, the first and second videos of the day will be up against each other. We'll give away another t-shirt if each of those videos gets over 1,000 likes. You're going to get something. You're going to choose a t-shirt. We'll send it for free anywhere in the world to the winner. Do you like it? The thing that your note says doesn't matter, but make sure it's something useful and not just a period or an exclamation point. Say hello or good morning at the very least. Something that isn't body, Don't worry about how it looks. You won't win. But let's get 1,000 likes on both of these movies. We can do it, I'm sure. Let's get me out of that dark position that YouTube has put me in. Let's begin. Bitcoin is worth $113,343. Ethereum is worth $4,207. As soon as we hear that BlackRock sold another nearly 2,000 Bitcoin and Noxia sold 670 Bitcoin, there shouldn't be any more to post, right? They are just getting rid of their Bitcoins because they think it is worthless. It's just a guess on my part, but what if they are selling their Bitcoin? They are getting ready for the ETFs that will be proven in October. If you buy these ETFs early, you know what will happen. The price will go through the roof, right? Even more so if you buy an XRP ETF early. Why should they worry if they look at the risk to reward ratio and decide that Bitcoin won't double in value from here on out? If they compare it to XRP, say $3, it should double at least, right? It doesn't matter if they're playing that game. Most of them got rich with Bitcoin when it went up from $50,000 to $100,000. That's a nice 2x. Some made a 3, 4, or even a 5x based on how long they held on to it. But what if now? What if now? Listen to me about this tin hat. They are getting ready to jump into XRP, Solana, or even Dogecoin, or any of the other altcoins that we know ETFs will float on. I'm just giving you something to think about. Gordon's like, were we ready for Bitcoin to do something like this? I'll make the chart bigger. It's coming. There's no getting around the fact that this is going to happen. From here, Bitcoin is going to go up a lot. You know what I said? The people who are sharing the story that the top is in are telling lies. I visit this site every single day. The top isn't in, Is September going to be a bad or red month for crypto? Well, history tells us that it is, so yes, October is going to be a crazy soaring green month. Well, history also tells us that it is. Do you get what I mean? As I said, we can only look at the past. There is no magic chart in the world that can tell you for sure what will happen. History can correctly tell us what will happen. History can correctly tell us what will happen. History, on the other hand, tells us that September is red 80% of the time. If you like to gamble, you know that those odds are on your side. This is Eric Trump. This is a very strong message. Pay attention. Link to the people you talk to. Of course, I'm not going to name names, but these are sovereigns and big institutions that you see all over the world. You work in real estate. Is this a case of digital land grab? Is there an attempt to take over the internet right now? Oh my God. In ways you can't even think of, I'll give you the royal wealth. We know all of them, and I can tell you that they are all buying a lot of Bitcoin right now, right? You might also be interested in my friend who runs the private wealth office in Greenwich, Connecticut. Let's just call it the biggest bank in the country. I really like him as a friend. It's easy to figure out who one of my best friends is, so I won't call the bank out on it. He'll get hurt for it. I asked him a year ago, why aren't you buying Bitcoin? And he goes, Eric, Bitcoin is fake money. This is something I'll never forget. Bitcoin is strange money. I go, where would you put your money? A generalized Ponzi scheme. That's what his boss might have said. No, I'm not serious. Do I really know the truth? He did for sure. He did for sure. Anyway, what would you do with your money? He says, right now I'd put all my money into T-bills. I mean, I was laughing at him, right? He called me about 2 months ago and said, Eric, this Bitcoin thing, I know you're really into it. So where do I begin? About 2 months ago and said, Eric, this Bitcoin thing, I know you're really into it. So where do I begin to buy? At that time, Bitcoin was worth about 30. It was about 110 or 1009 when he finally called me. All of a sudden, Eric Trump said that all sovereign wealth funds are now buying Bitcoin and not just Bitcoin. People don't want this to stress you out. Do not get it wrong. They're getting crypto. That's not your normal store whale. That's money from the government. That's the amount of cash that whole countries need to survive.